Hey everybody, this is Ken Diaz. I am a special population and longevity performance coach for folks over the age of 50, and I'm here to show you how to perform a sit to stand. So you may have heard of this exercise as being so critical to helping you with longevity, quality of life, and overall strength. So I'm going to show you different ways to perform it and how to progress it as you get better at it. So as you start, I recommend just having a seat. You can use your hands to sit down however you'd like. And I would choose a comfortable chair versus a couch to do this because with a couch, you might find yourself sinking in, and that's going to make it a little bit harder to perform versus a chair that's solid and just allows you to adjust a little bit more comfortably. So you're going to find a seated position with your bottom towards the front edge of the chair, but still maintaining safety. Your feet are going to be placed out in front of you quite a bit. So we don't want the feet too close to the legs of the chair because otherwise that's going to put a lot of stress on the knees. We want the feet to be a little bit farther away. Now, if you're just starting out, you'll want to use either hands on your thighs for support or hands on the arms of the chair, if the chair has arms, to help you rise up. Totally fine if you need some support and assistance early on. As you get better, you may want to progress from the arms of the chair onto your thighs, or perhaps simply keeping your arms down. As you get even stronger, you may even progress to placing your hands across your chest like this, one hand on top of the opposite shoulder. But let's just go ahead and say that we're going to start with your hands on your thighs. So we're going to find a gentle hinge, leaning your chest and torso forward over the thighs. You're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. We exhale and we push to stand all the way up. Now, on the way down, it's important that you pretty much do the exact same thing in reverse so that you're building the coordination and the so-called muscle memory of performing the exercise. So if you started with your hands on your thighs, you want to go back to that. If you work with hands on the arms of the chair, you'll want to reach back for that as you sit, okay? So I'll place my hands on my thighs, keep my eyes up, inhale, and sit down, okay? I find it gets harder for folks to get their bottoms to the chairs. This is when it gets tougher when you're getting really close and there'll be like an immediate plop down. We want to fight against plopping down, okay? Struggle against the plop. Try to find a consistent speed all the way down, okay? So once again, we'll sit towards the edge, not completely the edge, maybe like the second half, upper half of the seat. Hinge forward, inhale, exhale, push, and stand. Reverse, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, gently settle back. Okay. So when you sit back, you might find yourself kind of sitting backward, leaning back with your torso. That's fine. Just make sure that before you push on the next rep, you bring your chest forward without rounding your spine. Okay. So I'm going to show you what that looks like from the side, turning my seat. There we go. I have a seat here. So you see I'm sitting a little bit farther up on the seat pad, not from here, okay? It's going to be harder to stand up from there. So we want to scooch forward, place the feet out in front of you just far enough, not too close to you. Now hinge, lean forward, inhale, exhale. Push, we'll stand up. Coming back down, we slowly got it down, and we sit back, okay? One other thing to add, you'll want to start with a seat that is tall enough or high enough for you to perform this as an exercise for 6 to as many as 8 repetitions per set when you're first starting out. So you can put cushions or pillows underneath your bottom on top of your seat in order to elevate that surface, okay? But you don't want to start with a seat that's too low. Finally, make sure you breathe. I find that when folks are performing this exercise, they'll tend to strain usually by hunching their shoulders or rounding their spine on the way up. And it's largely because they're holding their breath. So you do want to make sure that you breathe in deeply after you hinge and exhale to rise. Inhale coming down. Exhale as you sit. Okay, so you want to keep the air moving, keep the air flowing. Even if it's not exactly inhale before exhale, you want to keep the breath moving because that way you can avoid holding your breath. Holding your breath generates too much pressure and it just makes it unnecessarily harder than it needs to be. All right, so let me know your thoughts on this. If you have any questions, I would recommend doing about 6, 7, or 8 repetitions to start once a day. How many times per week? I would say 2 or 3 times per week is a great number of times to start every week. You can do this every day, but you need to work up to it to ensure that your joints are getting stronger safely. This is Ken Diaz. If you have any questions, send me an email, info@rock-fit.com, or contact any of our lovely and wonderful hosts at Wise Connect.